reporting live from the liquor store, man. And hey, I know this is not the usual format. I know that tomorrow is Thanksgiving, but what also tomorrow is the Dallas Cowboys matchup against the Washington Commanders. So I normally would not be going live right now this time, but only had a half day at work today. So I'm free to go ahead and give y'all my thoughts about this upcoming game. This be our last time looking at it, and this be y'all last time seeing me until after the Dallas Cowboys move to 8-3 on the season by beating the dog shit out of the Washington Commanders, man. So y'all slide on in, get you a refreshment, a beverage, a snack, and we gonna rock out, man. Have ourselves a good time over here inside the liquor store, man. Hey, Justin Kitchen, what's up with you, my guy? Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the liquor store, man. And I see you already helping us practice manifestation over here in the liquor store, man. So thank you for the love and supporting the channel, man. Desmond Ironman, I see you as well, my boy. Thank y'all for tapping in and rocking out with me, man. And hey, y'all know the usual rules and regulations, though, when y'all lock in with your boy Henny over here in the liquor store. First and foremost, man, when you slide over here, make sure you hit that like button. The more likes that we get on these videos, the more that these platforms will push the content and show us love, man. So if you're on YouTube, hit that like button. If you're on Facebook, hit that like button. If you're on Twitter, wherever you're at, make sure you hit that like button for your boy Henny. And it goes a long way in helping the platform grow and thrive and flourish, man. So after you hit that like button, the next thing I need y'all good folks to do is turn right back around and to hit that share button. And just like my brother Justin Kitchen is doing, we practice manifestation inside the liquor store. Yeah, JVB boy. Yeah, just like that. We practice manifestation just like that. So when you drop emojis, you can drop 6 of them things. Justin Kitchen dropped 6 championship trophies. JVB boy dropped 6 shot glasses, man. So help us manifest that 6th title, man. If you want the Dallas Cowboys to win their 6th championship this year, share the content 6 times or drop 6 emojis, man. Really do both, man. Share it 6 times and drop 6 emojis, man, just to make sure. Because listen, Jerry Jones is actually doing his part. He's trying to put Jimmy Johnson in the ring of honor. They're gonna bring us some good mojo, some good hoodoo our way. And we know we need all the positive energy in the world, man, for things to go in our favor and for us to get these favorable bounces and favorable calls and stuff. So help us put positive energy in the world for the Dallas Cowboys, man, and help us practice manifestation over here in the liquor store. And y'all already know what the most important thing to do. I know I told y'all to like. I know I told y'all to share. But the most important thing that any one of y'all can do is to slap the dog shit out of a Commanders fan, man. Because listen, they the villains of the week. They the ops. They the next team going in that pack this time around, man. So, and listen, I don't really see too many Commanders fans, man. I see a couple of them online, but I don't really see them in real life. So if you could track one down and slap them up, I got the ability to give you half off on all the merchandise inside the liquor store. And we got exactly what you need to succeed over here, man. We got cow burritos, we got gin, we got hen, and everything else under the sun that can make you sin. So tap in with your boy, Hennythemoor, and come get drunk in the liquor store, man. He said, you only know Big Sarge. And listen, I don't really know Big Sarge like that either, man. I see him slide through in the chat box a couple times. He seemed like a good dude. But, I don't really know too many. They said, Posey said he in Maryland. So he actually around some Commanders fans. Now, see, I don't ever see him. I live in Texas. I'm from Arkansas. I ain't seen no Commanders fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't really seen none. He said, I'm 10 minutes from FedEx Field. Oh, yeah, you deep in enemy territory then, man. You deep in enemy territory. But, yeah, man, y'all make sure y'all hit that like, hit that share, hit that Commanders fan upside the head. And if you're trying to be a part of history, make sure you hit that Cash App or that Super Chat, man. Because I will be raffling off a ticket to the Dallas Cowboys versus Detroit Lions game. And at that game, Jimmy Johnson will be going into the Ring of Honor. He will be going to the Ring of Honor. And more importantly, though, man, the Dallas Cowboys will be playing a game with playoff implications. It will be for seeding. It'll have some playoff implications. it might be one of the most important games of the season. So if you want a chance to go see that, see Jimmy Johnson get into the Ring of Honor and see a damn good game, it will be Saturday Night Football. It will be in Dallas, and it will be nationally televised. So, hey, it all goes into your favor. Now, tickets are outrageous, but if you send a super chat of $5 or you send a cash up of $5, you will have an opportunity. You will have an opportunity to go. And listen, I don't know about y'all, but $10, $15, $20 for a ticket. If you send raffle entries in, you know what I'm saying? That's way less than what they gonna try to bust you up for a ticket at the gate, man. And so Bear24, what's up with you, man? He said, Henny, I had to tell the Philly fans to add context to that win they had versus the Dolphins. They were down 6 starters in that game. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, they played that game without Xavier Howard, and they played that game without Jalen Ramsey. Both of them are back, and both of them will be present when the Dallas Cowboys play them. So if anything, man, we ourselves will have a tougher task because 1, we'll be traveling to Miami, and 2, they will be more healthy when we play them. So yeah, man. Hey, Splendor Poppy, what's up with you, man? Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the liquor store. Salute to you, my guy. But now that we got all that out the way, man, let's go ahead and jump into it. We know that we'll be hosting the Commanders. And in the words of Landlord, man, he said, I made a diss track on them boys, man. He said, I made a diss track. And really, it's not a diss track. But when you put together this information and these numbers behind these teams, it's very, very hard. It's very, very hard to hype them up when you see all these less than stellar statistics. When you see that they give up a bunch of sacks, and you see they have trouble protecting their quarterback, and you see they have the issue in running the football at a high level and stopping the run, stopping the pass. This is just like a laundry list of things that they have issues with. So it's not really a diss track and nothing. It's just not really too much positives to highlight in the way that they performed, at least on paper. He said, we need a B&T portion of the show. Hey, man, be like that. We'll see what we can do. Michael Autry, what's up with you, my guy? Salute to you, and thank you for tapping in and showing love to the liquor store, my guy. So, before we get into the updates, so I got updates and news, I'm going to refresh your memory about what the hell I'm talking about surrounding the Commanders. Because this is really a Jekyll and Hyde team. I'm going to add some more positive context to it, right? So we do know one positive. I'm going to say something nice about Sam Howell. He leads the National Football League in passing yards right now. He's the first quarterback in the league to pass the 3,000 passing yard mark. Oh, like bets. Oh, we damn sure can do some. We damn sure can do some bets. Yeah, we damn sure can do some bets, kinfolk. Don't even trip. Don't even trip. So that is one positive thing I will say about him. He has thrown for the most yards in the National Football League, and he has thrown 18 passing touchdowns. That's the second most in the NFC. Right? We know Dak leads the NFC in passing touchdowns with 19, and currently right now he is second. I think him and Goff both got 18 passing touchdowns. I could be mistaken, but I know he has 18 passing touchdowns. He said they throw the ball 60 times a game. I know. Yeah, T-Jack, I know. I'm trying to be nice. Y'all not letting me be nice. Y'all see I got this man laying down here looking like he done lost everything and got to start over from scratch. So we know. So that is one thing. But what I will point out, he's been sacked 51 times. That's the most in the NFL by any quarterback. He's been pressured the most, 122 pressures. He does have the most passing attempts in the National Football League, as you pointed out. 442 of them things in 11 games. Matter of fact, let me do the math on this. Divided by 11. So he literally throws the ball 40.1 times a game. He's had games with well over 50 passing attempts. So yeah, he throws the ball 40 times a game. So he should have great numbers, right? He should have good passing numbers. but he also has thrown the most interceptions in the National Football League with 12. So again, when we talk about this matchup, not really too much concern with their passing game. We got, he throws a bunch of interceptions. We got a cornerback in Deron Bland that has the most return touchdowns in the National Football League. He has the most pick sixes. He set a record, and he'll be looking to try and break a record with Sam Howell. So we all know, listen, the offensive line is shaky, and we got a dude named Michael Parsons on our team. The offensive line is shaky, and we got a dude named Slam Williams on our team. The offensive line is shaky, and we got this dude named Osa Odighizuwa on our team. That has 3 sacks from the defensive tackle position. We got a Dante Fowler. We got a Dorrance Armstrong. Right? We got all these hungry, capable pass rushers that can give this offensive unit fits. Right? In trying to keep this man clean and protect him. So that's not really what I'm concerned about. I'm not really even concerned about their ability to run the football, but more pressing things, right? Because I really want to give y'all these news and updates, because this is the final injury report for both teams. And I know it's a little hard to read. I put it up there. I know it's a little difficult to see, a little difficult to view, but I'm gonna read it for you. So don't trip. I'm gonna go ahead and read that for you. So when you look at the Commanders, Alex Armour, fullback, is out. Hamstring injury. All right, not really news there. First round pick Emmanuel Ford Jr. is going to be out with an elbow injury. Not like he's been playing good football either. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't really been great, but that is a blow. Not having him available for them. James Smith-Williams, a defensive end, is also going to be out. So Antonio Gibson is questionable. He's a running back, very versatile, can also make plays, catching the football out of the backfield. He may not play. He was a limited participant in practice the entirety of the week. And Khalid Hudson, linebacker, is questionable as well. But everybody else is good. Curtis Samuel, the speedster wide receiver, will be available for them. Cody Barden is coming back. So they got some guys coming back, but they also got some guys that are nicked. And yes, Fargo Luxury Realty, you are correct. It's doubtful. J-Ron Curse is doubtful. So that's the big news on our end. J-Ron Curse, who plays a lot. He plays a lot for us too, because especially when we go to the big nickel, he's on the field a lot. So this means that you'll probably see more Wanye. They already elevated Red Wine from the practice squad to have more depth at the safety position, just in case J-Ron can't go. But when you're listed as doubtful, like you're really doubtful to play. If you're wondering, about like game designations, if you're wondering about game designations, you can have no game designation. You can be questionable, and you can be questionable. You can be doubtful, and you can just be out. Right? Doubtful is leaning more towards being out. Questionable is leaning towards more he probably will play. So going by that ideology, you will have to believe that Rico Dow has a better opportunity of playing than a J-Ron Curse. Trey, what the hell, man? What's good with you, my boy? I never realized that you were the same person, but I appreciate you for tapping in. Hey, salute to my brother, the wordologist, for the 5-piece, man. He said, if we are being honest, Thomas gets his hands on the ball more than J-Ron. Well, he definitely had an opportunity to get an interception earlier this year, if I'm not mistaken. It was just the Giants game. He had a dropped interception. But yeah, man, I like Wanye Thomas, man. I like him a lot. He brings some coverage ability. He's a willing tackler, and he really earned his spot on this team, man. Like, we seen him play during the preseason. We were like, damn, man, we 30 deep at safety. We seen one out there balling, like, damn, we like 30 deep at safety. Because we already knew that we already seen what J-Ron had did over the years. Donovan Wilson was coming off of a season with 5 sacks and a shit ton of tackles. Malik Hooker had been good for us. So, having another guy come in, and, we also saw Izzy. I guess they classify Izzy as a safety as well. But then we seen him come in and play good throughout the course of the preseason. So I don't mind letting Wanye play. I think he's a baller. I think he'll do good things for us. And listen, I'm glad you brought him up. I am willing to bet you that Wanye Thomas has an interception this game. I foresee Sam Howell throwing 3 interceptions again. I foresee Sam Howell throwing another 3 picks. I think DaRon Bland gets a pick. I think that Stephon Gilmore gets a pick. And I think that Wanye Thomas gets a pick. So I see him throwing 3 picks, being under a shit ton of pressure the entirety of the game. And those are my three people I expect to get interceptions. Like I feel confident in that. And it's just a gut feeling. It's just a gut feeling. It's nothing on tape. It's nothing on paper. But I feel that way. Cause listen, Dallas Cowboys are an entirely different animal at home. We have not blown nobody out at home. Every team that we played at the crib, we beat them by 20 points or more. We beat the Patriots by over 20 points. We beat the Jets by over 20 points. We beat the Rams by a shit ton of points. Every team that we play at the crib, we beat the brakes off them. Beat the Giants at the crib by 100,000 points. So when you're down and you got to throw the ball. When you throw the ball against this secondary, they get interceptions and they get turnovers. So I feel that there will be multiple turnovers in this game by the Washington Commanders, and I feel like those 3 will get turnovers. Joe said we need to keep winning until we play the Eagles. I hope they at least lose 1 game before they play us. That's been the goal. That's been the goal ever since we lost to Philly. That's been the goal ever since we lost to Philly. Oh, by the way, the wordologist. I gotta make sure to update you. You just got entered for opportunity to win the game tickets to the Cowboys versus Lions game. So salute to you. Thank you for showing love and supporting. He said, Willie T. Hendahl, he's a pigs content creator. I don't know him at all, man. I don't know him. What's up with him? He said we need to. Oh yeah, that's I hope Bland breaks the record for pick sixes. I do too, man. Hey, he worked his ass off, and listen, everything DaRon Bland he earned that shit. That man was a 5th round pick. Dallas Cowboys, we drafted him, hoping to develop him. But listen, when you go in the 5th round, folks ain't expecting you to even be a starter like that. So not only is he a starting corner in the National Football League at this point, but he's also probably going to make an All-Pro selection. He might also be a dark horse to win the Defensive Player of the Year. I know people love sacks. I know that they love edge rushers. I know that cornerbacks and defensive backs very rarely win the award. But DaRon Bland playing at the level that he's playing, he's not giving up yardage. He's not really giving up touchdowns. He's still getting a ton of interceptions. He's scoring the football. He should definitely be a shoo-in. He at least should be top 3. He said if Diggs and Overshown were still here, this defense would be crazy. Yeah, that's why I'm ready, man. I'm ready to get them boys back. I'm not going to sit here and say that I expect for them to be 100% next year. You know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting them boys to be 100% next year. But I am ready to get them back on the field and watch them mature and watch them grow and see what they can contribute to the defense. So I'm ready for them to come back, but I'm also, hesitant to say that they're going to be ready and be the player that we remember next year. It's not usually what happens. It's usually they're back, they're working back from, just rehabbing and not working on their craft like that. Most times in the off season, people are getting better, but when you're coming back from injury, you're just trying to get healthy. So I don't expect to see the same version of them next year, but it still will be good to have them back in blue and see them out there on the field, man. I know this is cliche, but the way Lewis is playing, I don't trust our defense in playoffs, the games are going to have to come down to Dak balling, in my opinion. Yeah. Listen, everybody. I'm gonna put it like this with Jordan Lewis. The only issue with Jordan Lewis is that he's not Deron Bland and he's not Stephon Gilmore, right? If I go and look at it, I can damn near guarantee you that he's probably going to be your most targeted corner, and when you're the most targeted corner, you're probably going to be the one that gives up the most stuff, right? That's the shit that happened with Anthony Brown. That's the shit that happened with everybody on the opposite side of Trayvon Diggs. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm not really. I got to go and take a look at Jordan Lewis stats. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's see if Jordan Lewis is actually having a bad season or not. Because I see him give up a play or two, but you know, when I look at the end of the game, he ain't gave up no touchdown. So let's see. But we done played double-digit games at this point. We done played double-digit games at this point. So let me see what he looking like. Chris Davis, what's up with you, my boy? I appreciate you for tapping in and showing love to the liquor store, my guy. And everybody that just now tapping in, man, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that share button. Make sure you slap the shit out of a Commanders fan. And also, man, make sure that y'all, hold on, he said J. Lou will start for plenty of other teams in the NFL. Yeah, I'm not saying he's bad. We just finna take a look at the stats. We're going to see if he's really been that bad or not. So let's see. Yeah, I remember the one. Yeah, but that was one. Now everybody on the team has given up at least one touchdown. Oh, it's all good, Chris. I appreciate you. So let's take a look at PFF, see what they got, and then I'm gonna see if I can find his stuff on Pro Football Reference. All right, so let's see. All right, his overall grade, if you believe PFF, which you always take it with a grain of salt, is a 51.7. He's been great in run support, 71.3. Coverage and everything else is lacking. It was 50.3. They're claiming that he's allowing a passer rating of 136.5, which is not good. 18 tackles, 3 assists. He has forced 2 fumbles. I will give Ken Folk that. He's forced 2 fumbles. All right, so let me pull up these other stats on the next page, because they always open this up in a separate tab every time I click on PFF. All right, so here's the next one. So let's see. So for the season, Jordan Lewis has only given up 263 yards. He's only given up 3 touchdowns. He's only missed 1 tackle. It's not bad. He's been targeted 28 times. He's allowed 20 receptions. So yeah, it's not as bad as people are making it out to be. Now 3 touchdowns is the most on the team, but that's still not a lot of touchdowns. There's not a lot of yardage. There's not a lot of touchdowns. Like, I'm not saying that Jordan Lewis is cornerback Jesus, but you can have worse corners than J. Lou. You can have worse corners than J. Lou. And I was very critical of Jordan Lewis early on, but it's decent. I say it's decent, man. It's not that bad. Especially when you compare it to some of the other nickel corners in the National Football League. We've seen our guys line up in the slot and murder folks. It said, I get that, but let's say it's 3rd down and the Eagles or 49ers just put a receiver in the slot. Well, it depends on the matchup. Because remember, we don't have to have a traditional slot corner on the field. Right, it depends on the matchup, the wide receiver that we're playing, and we forget that Deron Bland was going to be the starting slot corner this season. He started the year as the starting slot corner. So if somebody goes in the slot that's really a threat, you can move Deron Bland out there. You can move the run Bland out there, put somebody else out there on the boundary, and if you're, you can put somebody else on the boundary and double that guy that the run Bland would normally do. It's all about chess. It's all about chess. And there have been plays that Jordan Lewis has made, right? Because Jordan Lewis has not. It's not like Jordan Lewis ain't got no pass breakups or nothing. So let's see. I need to see the PBUs on here. I want to see the entire story. He has no sacks, has no hits, no hurries, because he's not really pass rushing. Let's see. All right. Damn, Cuz only got one. Well, on the bright side, Jordan Lewis has not given up a touchdown in 3 weeks. He has not given up a touchdown in 3 weeks. So he gave up 53 yards last week. He did not allow a single reception the week before. And the week before that, he only allowed 42 yards. So yeah, I can live with J. Lou. Cause listen, we're not gonna have all pros at every level. We would have if Trayvon Diggs was hurt, but Trayvon Diggs is not here. You know what I mean? Trey ain't here. Right, because Trey and Stephon Gilmore would have been the cornerbacks on the boundary, and the run Bland would have been the corner in the slot. Trey got hurt. Folks got to play what folks got to play it. So it is what it is. But I wouldn't blame anybody for. I'm never gonna blame a player for being hurt. You know what I'm talking about? Like shit happens. It's part of the National Football League. But you got to put the run Bland on the boundary where he's flourished. And Jordan Lewis was your starting corner in the slot all the way up until last season. The only reason he lost his starting job last year was due to injury. So, like I said, you can have worse corners in the National Football League than J. Lou starting for you. You can have worse ones. So I'm not gonna clown him. I'm not gonna drag him. He's being good enough. He's been good enough. And really, when you think about this man, when you think about the injury he came back from, he came back from a career-threatening injury. There was actual thoughts that he would not be able to play again because of the severity of his foot injury. But he's out there mud making plays. He out there making plays, forcing fumbles, had a pass breakup, ain't really giving up a bunch of touchdowns and nothing like that. So it's really commendable what he's doing, to be honest with you. And I'm not even a Jordan Lewis fan. He said, why not try Izzy in the slot? I'm not sure. I like Izzy. You know what I'm saying? I like Izzy a lot. You remember? And listen, I'm biased anyway when it comes to Izzy because he came on the show. If anything, I would want somebody that I have ties to get to get a starting job on the Dallas Cowboys and see if we can get him back on the show, right? Because that would be dope as hell. But I'm not sure why they haven't put him in at slot. Maybe they seen some stuff in practice they're not happy with. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's something in practice. I'm not sure if it's politics. I'm not sure what it is. I wouldn't mind having Israel out there, but at the same time, I can't really speak on why he's not playing. Maybe it'll come out one day, but I'm not really sure why Izzy ain't getting no burn. I'm not really sure. It said they need to go in there and dominate these commos and eat turkey. That definitely sounds like a plan to me. That's definitely sounds like a plan to me. Because listen, man, the Dallas Cowboys, because it's still a stretch run, right? Because you're not getting a break this week. You're gonna play this game, and then you're gonna be right back out there in 7 days. I mean, I'm pretty sure he won't be in Dallas next year because he's a veteran player. You're gonna have to re-sign him to a contract, and a slot corner. Usually what teams do is they draft those. Yeah, what's up with you guys? He said, "Happy holidays, Henny. Your raffle came at the perfect time. Ring of honor for Jimmy Johnson. That's what's up. Y'all better try and win that. I would if I could go Cowboys. And she practiced manifestation with the 6 trophies. Salute to you, Ken folks, and thank you for tapping in and showing love to the platform. I appreciate that. Said J. Lou. Yeah, but yeah, J. Lou probably won't be in Dallas next year. You know, he's a veteran player, gonna need a new contract. And listen, since the Run Bland has shown that he has value at both the slot and both the outside corner, one of the things they could do, like I mentioned, they could draft somebody and put them in the slot, or they could keep the Run Bland in the slot next year, re-sign Stephon Gilmore, pair him back up with Trayvon Diggs, and run it back. Right? They got a multitude of options that they can do next year in regards to the cornerback position. Because they could give the Run Bland the starting slot job back if they wanted to. But we already know that he can get. Nah, this J. Lou last year. Jordan Lewis is on a 1-year deal. This is it. So yeah, so either you can re-sign Gilmore back, because I still think Stephon Gilmore will be a viable starter in the NFL for at least one more season. He's playing good right now. So I would, if they asked him to, maybe get him back, maybe draft somebody. But I don't believe that Jordan Lewis will be back. But I am going to appreciate him while he's here, because he's doing better than people give him credit for. Now, I'm not saying that he's lighting the world on fire, but he's doing way better than people give him credit for. Now, if you want to say he might be the weak link amongst the corners, that's a different conversation. But that's okay, because the other two guys are the Run Bland, who's having an All-Pro season, and Stephon Gilmore, who's a future Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? There's not going to be too many guys that would not be considered the weakest link when you compare them to those two. You know what I mean? Like, he's a victim of his circumstances, because everybody sees everybody else out there balling the way they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he's just a victim of being on a team with two very other good corners. I said he is the 4th best cornerback. Of course, he would be. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I think that's the issue. I think that's always the issue. Because when you have people that play together, a lot of times you get compared to them, right? When you play with a Trayvon Diggs and you play with the Run Bland and you play with a future Hall of Famer in Gilmore, and you don't necessarily have that same resume, folks are gonna look at you different. And that's okay, because Jordan Lewis don't have to be those folks. He just got to be Jordan Lewis, and that's good enough for us, man. That's good enough. But let me also touch on this real quick, kinfolk. I know folks don't always like looking ahead into the future, but let's talk about it. So the Eagles did win their matchup against the Chiefs. I just knew in my heart of hearts they were going to lose their game. They didn't, but here we are. So they're the 1 seed in the NFC right now, meaning they would get the bye. The Minnesota Vikings would travel to Detroit and play the divisional rivals. The Seattle Seahawks would travel to San Francisco and play their divisional rivals. And the Dallas Cowboys would travel to New Orleans and play the Saints. Now, as it stands, these matchups, I do expect the Cowboys to be able to beat the Saints, right? They're not very good right now. They're winning their division, but they're not a very good team. So I got the Cowboys winning that matchup. I got the 49ers winning their matchup. I got the Lions winning that matchup. Well, the 1 seed plays the low man. So that means the Lions would host the 49ers and the Eagles will host us. So as it stands, we are on a head-on collision course to go back to Philadelphia in the postseason if we handle our business in the first round. I ain't gonna hold you. I think that we could get away with it. I think that we could get away with playing playing that matchup. So we won in Philadelphia before. We played them close in Philadelphia this year. We just had a couple of balls bounced the wrong way. I have more confidence in that outcome, honestly, than going to San Fran. I ain't gonna hold you. I got faith in us going to Detroit. I got faith in us going to Philadelphia because we actually done did that recently. We've been to Detroit recently and won. We've been to Philadelphia recently and won. And even this year, we went to Philadelphia and played good. The thing that we have not done is beating the 49ers. So I'm okay with that matchup. If it falls the way that it falls, man, I'll go beat the brakes off the Saints, eat some gumbo, fly up to Philly, smack their ass around, get a cheesesteak, and then I play whoever I play in the NFC Championship game. I prefer to, if I got to go to the San Fran, I'm gonna take my ass there with the Super Bowl on the line, right? I prefer that outcome. Say them for last. With two playoff wins under my belt, we'll be super confident by the time we play them. But that's just currently how it matches up right now. Of course, the Dallas Cowboys are still in play for the 1 seed, but because the divisional winners are the only ones that are able to get the top 4 seeds, for the Dallas Cowboys, it's either going to be a wild card spot or a top spot. Right? It's gonna be one of the two, because we'll probably beat the Detroit Lions when we play them head to head. We'll probably be able to beat Seattle head to head. So, but what are your thoughts about this, man? What would be the matchup that you would want on here? Because right as it stands right now, we will be going to New Orleans. We will start our playoff run for the Super Bowl run in New Orleans if we were to start today. It said it might end up being Tampa. They only 1 game behind and no. I mean, that whole division is bad. Like, anything could happen. The Falcons are still alive in that division. The Saints are still alive in that division. Like, everybody in that division has been average up to this point. Said we should beat the shit out of New Orleans. I agree with you on that. So let's see. The 5th spot is a good spot for us. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be hard for us to fall to the 6th spot because the Seattle Seahawks play a gauntlet. The only team that can really pass us for the 6th spot are the Seahawks, and we play them head to head. So pretty much, if you beat the Seattle Seahawks, you're going to be locked into the 5th seed. You're going to be locked into the 5th seed if you beat the Seattle Seahawks. Because I'm expecting us to beat the Commanders, and then I'm expecting us to beat the Seahawks. If you do those 2 things, you're pretty much going to be locked into that 5th seed, because the Seahawks already have 4 losses. They're already 6-4. They play the 49ers. You know, they play the 49ers tomorrow night, and then they turn around and play us. So they'll probably lose their next 2 games. They'll probably lose their next 2 games. So we'll see how that transpires and see how that plays out. But yeah, I have no issues with that. Like, I would prefer the 5th seed or the 1 seed. Like, I prefer the 5th seed or the 1 seed. But because we did not listen, this is a situation that we're in because we did not handle our own business. If we had beaten the Arizona Cardinals, there would be more of a realistic opportunity for us to win our division. But because we stumbled early and had that loss against a team that we had no business to losing against, you know, it is what it is. Your Super Bowl run, you're gonna have to take that shit on the road. You're gonna take that shit on the road. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Right? When you make a bed, you gotta lay your ass down in it, man. So we can't complain, we can't boo-hoo, we can't cry about it. You just gotta be about it at this point. Go out there, handle your business. You're still a very good team. You still probably be favored in the Superdome. You got playmakers. You got an experienced coach. And listen, there is one thing I want to throw out there. If anybody can help us win a Super Bowl as a wild card, it's Mike McCarthy, because he's done it already. When the Green Bay Packers won their Super Bowl, they were a wild card team. We were a wild card team. They were a wild card team. They went on the road. When they won their Super Bowl. So Mike McCarthy has already coached in that situation. Brought home a Lombardi, as a road dog. So I'm gonna see if it comes down to it. I'm not saying that the Eagles gonna win the division. Like they gotta take that shit in blood. Like they gotta beat us. We better go out there and beat the Commanders. We better go out there and beat the Seahawks, and we better go out there and beat the Eagles to make this thing worth a conversation. Right? Make it worth a conversation. But if not, if we are destined to be a road warrior kind of team, Mike McCarthy already shown on his resume he can do that. Said we finally become a good home team, and now we got to go on the road in the playoffs, laughing my ass off. Yeah, I know, cuz it be like that, man. It definitely be like that. But we will figure this shit out, though, man. Let me see. All right, and we're going to get through this last part before I get off of here, because I am cooking. So I just want to come on here and bring y'all some content real quick. But we'll go through this one more again. And we'll just cover a couple things, take some Q&A, and we'll move from there. He said, all right, so not commanding respect. So this is the most touchdown passes allowed in the NFL. They've allowed 24 up to this point. And really, man, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, the Dallas Cowboys, let me take the shit off the screen real quick. The Dallas Cowboys have no business losing this damn game. This is a team that's not very good defensively. They got a first round pick that's not going to be on the field. They traded away their two starting pass rushers in Sweat and Chase Young. This is not a team that's really trying to compete. Like there was no reason to trade away two of your best defensive players while you were still trying to make a playoff run. Like, that's goofy stuff. That's stupid shit. Dallas Cowboys bet not go out there and lose to this team. I know they looked good against Philadelphia. I know the Eagles were decent. He said, "What am I cooking?" See, I got greens going right now, and I'm finna put a roast on. The turkey already done. The turkey's already done. I just gotta warm that. We just gotta warm that shit back up tomorrow. But I got some greens going, and then I gotta put this roast on. So, I gotta chef it up a little bit. My wife already done cooked like the sweets and shit. She already done did the dressing. So we still putting it together over here. I know they just lost to the Giants, but that's why I say this is a Jekyll and Hyde team, man. This is a Jekyll and Hyde team. This is a team. Hold that thought. This nigga called me. Y'all bear with me. Yeah, no gumbo. Yeah, I know y'all couldn't hear me, man. I had took a phone call. I had took a phone call, so I had muted y'all. Y'all good though. It said my wife in there cooking and I'm peeling sweet potatoes. See, see, teamwork make the dream work, man. But now, in regards to these super side bugs, though, man. But now that was Wes. He had called me, and apparently the Leonard board done cleared waivers. It looks like Darius Leonard done cleared waivers. So y'all already know my stance. Y'all already know my stance. If that's the case, he needs to be signed immediately. He needs to be signed immediately. Yep, he passed waivers, so he can sign with whatever team that he wants to sign with. So that could mean signing with the Eagles. That could mean signing with the Chiefs, the Cowboys. He can go wherever the hell he's wanted, and who's ever willing to pay him. I would make a serious play for him. I would make a serious play for him, man. The only reason, and listen, he's still a good player. The only reason that he got passed up on was folks were not trying to pay him $19 million next year. That's the only thing. They were not trying to pay him 19 M's next year. So that's why he ended up like that. But yeah, man. But I am finna wrap this up though, man. I gotta finish my rat killing, finish cooking, getting stuff prepared. So I thank y'all for tapping in. I usually do a longer show than this, man, but I just wanted to tap in with y'all, give y'all my final thoughts on the Commanders. And my final thoughts are, man, this is a team that you have no business losing to. I'm gonna say the same thing that I said the last two games. If you lose to the Washington Commanders, don't talk to me about no damn championship. Don't talk to me about no championship. Don't talk to me about nothing. You're not a serious team if you lose to the Washington Commanders at home on Thanksgiving. You're not a serious team at all. At all. So handle your business, beat the brakes off this team, and if you can, I need Dak Prescott. I need Hat Dak. I need fourth quarter Hat Dak. Because we're playing 3 games in a 12-day span. In a 12-day span, you would have played 3 games. So listen, I know we get a week of rest in between this next game because we played Thursday night football against the Seahawks, but still, that means nothing. Still give your players as much rest as humanly possible, so you can have the advantage there. Because they're gonna be playing the 49ers. Like Seattle gonna be playing the 49ers. They would not get an opportunity to sit their starters 9 times out of 10. So take advantages when you can take advantages, man. Take advantages when you can take advantages at. Hey, they bet not. But I believe in the boys, man. Dak Prescott is playing real good football right now. Micah Parsons, is going to be going up against a very subpar offensive line. So this might be a game where your defense wins you the game by a damn self. Said who I got in the Bayou Classic? Grambling. I'm pretty sure Grambling win. I have no dogs in that fight, but I'm pretty sure Grambling. Henny, do you think we will see? I hope we do. Yeah, this is not a great defense. This is not a great offensive line. Like this should be one that we put this away, man. We should take a stranglehold on this game and run off with it. But yeah, man, thank y'all for tapping in. Thank y'all for coming in and showing love to the liquor store, rocking out with me. On the way out, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that share button. Make sure y'all hit that Commanders fan upside the head. And make sure, that y'all hit that Cash App and that Super Chat on the way out the door, man. So one of y'all can get this ticket. But thank y'all for the love. Thank y'all for the support. And I will see y'all later on, man. And when next time I see y'all, the Cowboys will be 8-3. But hey, thank y'all for the love.